you have an amazing character, and he's got an alter ego that I personally did not see. How were you able to tap into that?
You know, as an actor, we're kind of used to that, right? Where I'm myself, and then my job is to, what is this character like? And then I have to start acquiring the tools of that person's trade and wear his hat and his shoes and figure out his relationships and that sort of thing. So over 37 years, you get accustomed to doing that. It's a muscle. And so playing a multitude of characters within a movie is nothing different. And yet it tasks you with the responsibility of bringing distinction to those characters. So talking with Bob Mazur, first needed to get him, because that's the man who is the guy. He's the guy, yes. And so I need to get the sensibility of him. He's the man who's married and has the kids and is operating this mission. And so the characters that he plays, Bob Mazur, is really a mask that he wears. And so I can then, once I know Bob Mazur, I can figure out who he could play, who else he could, what mask can he put on.
Which you as a person, can you relate more to Bob or not to the
Musella or Mazur?
Character? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I can. I relate to. Well, I relate to. I don't relate to Musella because he seemed to be a blowhard and full of himself. This, you know, the
much like a pimp way.
Yeah, kind of.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he is kind of full of himself and you know, look at me and that kind of thing, and that's not who I am. So, but Bob Mazur is a very grounded guy, very detail oriented, wants everything in line, wants his home and his family and everybody safe, and he operates from that level, and then he moves on from there in a very detailed fashion. And although the difference between he and myself are that the repercussions, if something goes wrong in his world, could be grave.
That's right.
Where in my world, that's like, oh well, let's do that over.
Now, your last few projects, I watched your career grow. You play somewhat of a good guy / bad guy. Now, does the bad guy ever win?
You know, I suppose what you'd have to define winning. You know, I would look at Walter White and go, he became a bad guy. I wouldn't consider him a winner in any way. You know, I don't think that society wants to reward winners. We like to watch them. We look at Pablo Escobar and say, what a vicious, evil man he was.
But some would say he won.
I wouldn't say that.
The amount of money that he made, his net worth, his legacy, you would say.
Well, I don't know. It's do you want fame or infamy? That's the difference. And you know, I don't think that someone like that who basically creates an island situation where he's not loved or in love with someone because he's scared everybody away from him. He creates an island of himself, and that's truly the measure of success, isn't it? Are you loved and in love? You know, I mean, then you have it.
All right. Last question. Your top 3 gangster movies. Now, we've got a few of them. We've got The Godfather.
The Godfather is like, how can you go against The Godfather? Okay. Donnie Brasco is kind of fun because it's like this. Well, Goodfellas.
Classic.
It'd be awesome. Casino was fun too. I would say Godfather, Godfather 2, and Goodfellas.
I want to thank you for
Thanks, man.
your time.